Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Smith, it's Friday, Paraskevia, and today we're looking at the verb to like in Georgian, momწონება. Momწონება is one of the most high frequency verbs that you can learn. Its meaning, and its very different shades of meaning, can often cause a lot of confusion from our perspective and an English language perspective. So this tutorial, coming from only the first person perspective this time, is going to really explore when it's appropriate to use this one and when it's not. So if you're ready, let's go. Slide 1, I'd like to get to the main point before you begin that if you see an E, then what you're talking about is something quite new. If you don't see an E, then what you're talking about is something pretty standard for you. I know it sounds weird, it's not in a grammar book, but I'm going to explain using მომწონება from my perspective in the present, in the past, and then in the future. I've chosen two pasts to illustrate my point because basically I confuse them a lot. Unlike my usual slides where I like to do past, present and future, liking things is different. I opened the door, I'm going to open the door, I'm opening the door, it's pretty clear what's happening. But like can be different. It's subjective, it's very elastic. So, luckily the top one, number 1, მომწონს, არ მომწონს. მე მომწონს ნინო. მაგრამ არ მომწონს მისი ძმა. მე მომწონს ნინო, მაგრამ არ მომწონს მისი ძმა. I like Nino, I don't like her brother. Sorry, not sorry. What's interesting, like English, you can't say I'm liking Nino and I am disliking her brother. I'm liking Nino and I'm not liking her brother. Not possible in English, not necessary in Georgian. მომწონს, არ მომწონს. And that's something which I really wanted to illustrate with my first slide. Very often when I say I'm opening something in Georgian or I'm doing something in Georgian, there's a mix between the present simple and the present continuous. In Georgian, მომწონს, არ მომწონს. The only point is we say in English dislike as a verb, არ მომწონს is dislike as a verb. There's not another verb for that. Back to our general observations. I used to like something in the past. I don't like it anymore. My tastes have changed. I used to like rock, but now I'm not into it anymore. I don't like it any longer. Adre მომწონდა როკი, მაგრამ ახლა აღარ. Adre მომწონდა როკი, მაგრამ ახლა აღარ. აღარ მომწონს. Yeah? So we can see how they feed off each other. Adre before მომწონდა როკი, მაგრამ ახლა აღარ. აღარ მომწონს. აღარ მომწონს. Okay? These are my general positions on these things. They observe my feelings and tastes based upon high frequency experiences that you can rely on. The other two are different. So we see the pattern. მომწონს, present, I like. მომწონდა, I used to like. მომეწონა, focus on the e. This is something that isn't general. This is something that's kind of new, perhaps my first impression. I liked it, it was my first try, or I didn't like it, and I won't try it again. We don't really know, but this is how we express it, past simple observation. მომეწონა, I liked it. არ მომეწონა, I didn't like it. That could be something about a person's hairstyle. That could be about something that you ate or drank. Also remember that we might want to use that we loved it or that we didn't love it. In Georgian, often there's a different verb that we like to use instead of like and love. We flirt between the two verbs ourselves. I love it. I like it. Although one is more extreme, in Georgian actually very often loving is not more extreme than liking. It's just more appropriate. Gushin, ludi, მომეწონა, მაგრამ ღვინო არა. Gushin, ludi, მომეწონა, მაგრამ ღვინო არა. არ მომეწონა, ღვინო. I didn't like it from yesterday. And so you can see that my decision is kind of arbitrary. So I'm using the e before the ts. Momets or na. Didn't like it. Ar momezona. I didn't like it. Now, if I'm making a speculation into the future, I need the because this hasn't even happened. Momezoneba. Vitsi Londoni momezoneba. Parisi ki ara. I know I'm going to love London. I know I'm going to like London. But Paris? I don't think so. Georgian shrinks it all down using ki ara. Vitsi rom Londoni momezoneba. Parisi ki ara. Paris, on the other hand, no. Vitsi Londoni momezoneba. Parisi ki ara. So we can see here, this is the strange rule that I created for myself, that before are often one-off speculations based upon your first impressions. Whereas without the they are observations, not speculations on your tastes. The first two are observations based upon high frequency of liking and disliking. The second two are speculations or perhaps first impressions, and they're not so concrete in your long-term tastes and likes. So, momtsons are momtsons, momtsonda are momtsonda, fixed general observations. Mometzona are mometzona, spontaneous, sporadic. I liked it, I tried it, it was my first try, it's my first impression in the past. It's over now. My decision has been made. Momezoneba, momezoneba, with the I'm making a general guess if I'm going to like it or not. So if you can follow those rules, then you can see that there is a way around it as long as you remember the emphasis that you're putting on those likes and those dislikes. Slide 2, and I'm telling you what I like and what I don't like. Often this is not really an update, is it? I'm just confirming and reconfirming what generally appeals to me. So, me misi megobari momtsons. Me misi megobari momtsons. Remember that the verb reflects on you. It has appealed to me. Momtsons. Me misi megobari momtsons. This person appeals to me. I am liking that person. I may have just met that person. It's a thumbs up from me. I approve. Perhaps let's go to the first slide. Me nino momtsons. Da misi megobari. Remember this TS at the end can bring the also. Me nino momtsons. Da misi megobari. Both. 2 thumbs up. Just remember that me misi megobari momtsons is also, I'm into that person, they appeal to me, I'm attracted to them, so I may not have ever met that person. But what we like in terms of our sexual attraction is also, again, consistent, isn't it? So let's remember that we cannot separate the two from what appeals to us can be within our sexual desires and what attracts us. And that's why the momtsons suggests that it is attractive to me. And the S here is indicating that direction. It is attractive to me. Me momtsons. Of course, we can use it in other contexts. So, drevandeli gakweteli ar momtsons. Drevandeli gakweteli ar momtsons. This lesson, it's just one, ar momtsons. If you see from the translation in English, I'm not liking today's lesson. Drevandeli gakweteli ar momtsons. Can you see that here it suggests perhaps that normally I like the lessons, but today's is an exception. I'm just not enjoying it. I'm not liking it, so to speak. And I will use momtsoneba to express that to you. Let's flip it. Generally, I'm bored. But this class, wow. Drevandeli gakweteli zalian momtsons. Drevandeli gakweteli zalian momtsons. I'm really liking today's class. I don't want it to end. It could be also after the fact. It is my opinion on that class in the moment. We've left the class and I say, the aftershock, that class will stay in my memory as an exception from the general boring classes, and I'm defining my reality that way. It's so similar to English, just as long as we're being a little bit elastic with the concept of liking, because we know it's not allowed, except for McDonald's, when you're loving it. I'm liking it. And just as a disclaimer before I move to the second one, I am a native English speaker of the English language. If you like something and you're in the moment of liking something, I think it's perfectly acceptable in 2022. Are you enjoying the movie? Yeah, I'm liking it. I feel that English is more flexible than ever before. And so let's just look at it like Georgian and English match 100% in this case. Hairstyles. A person's style. Stili. But hairstyle is a tricky word to learn. So whatever you use to style your hair, savratscheli is what you use. It can be a brush or a comb, right? It's definitely not a fork, right? So savratscheli is a brush or a comb. I suppose what my understanding is that the English language has many different types of brushes. And so we have a distinction between the one for our hair and a comb, of course, which you know is the thin one. And we have a different verb for this. So davratschna could be more to comb your hair, to brush your hair, to style your hair. In fact, it's also davratschna is to do your hair up, coming from the word hairdo. So indeed, you could even look at the vatschniloba as your hairdo, so that we don't necessarily lean towards stili, style, because let's be honest, that was the mistake I made. So, and also I tried to avoid learning vatschniloba. You can't, I tried. Vatschniloba is the word. So, misi achali vatschniloba momtsons. Misi achali vatschniloba momtsons. I saw it and I like it. It looks good on him. Now, I could remove achali. Let's take the present reality that I'm liking it. Misi vatschniloba momtsons. I like it generally. I like his hairstyle generally. Maybe indeed the new one I also like. So I'm just using achali to put in here that it is a new style, but my general opinion of likes and dislikes of hairstyles, and perhaps hairstyles for him or for her, has not really changed. But misi achali vatschniloba momtsons. That's my opinion. Now, these three are stepping away from the standard grammar because we're looking at different protagonists here. Do you like me is a question about do you fancy me, right? Mogczonwar. Mogczonwar. As I mentioned about momczons, that direction of something appealing to you, to me, mogczonwar. Mogczonwar. Do I appeal to you is indeed the question. Mogczonwar. Do I appeal to you in a... It's going to be addressed into your tastes and likes and dislikes for a person, aesthetically perhaps. And maybe the result is positive. Momczonchar. Momczonchar. Shen. You appeal to me. Momczonchar. So just remember here that the g reflects here in the question that it's how I appeal to you. And mevarme is inside literally the construction of the question. And then here, how I am is how you decide. Momczonchar. You appeal to me. This almost flips over the direction of like in English. It's very similar to German and it's extremely identical to Spanish. So if those are your first languages, then you're pretty lucky. If it's just directly English to Georgian, then this particular structure is going to confuse you. But They're quite nice phrases, and just by remembering them, perhaps you learn them. Let's go straight to the 21st century here. So, momწონეთ, 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 like it, momწონეთ, momწონეთ, თქვენ, you guys like it. That's social media talk. Like it, like and subscribe. Something which I never say in my videos. I rely on the fact that my work defends itself and I don't have to beg for likes. So, momწონეთ, თქვენ, like it, like it. Now, interestingly enough, the same as English modernizes, I Google something, I'm Instagramming you, I'm Facebooking my my new post. Da like it. Da like it. Da like it. Da like it. Video. Da like it. Video. This long da like it. Video. Like the video, y'all, თქვენ. In this case, of course, Georgian naturally takes the formal plural when we're giving an imperative instruction to a group. If I were to change it to just შენ, then it would appear like a closed dialogue. And remember, the social media is an open community. That's the last slide for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Next week, logically, we're going to be looking at your perspective. შენ, mogწონდა. Did you like the class? Mogწონს. Are you liking what's happening? And so on. So enjoy your weekend and I'll see you then. Goodbye.